Welcome to the Kit Car History File series, where we'll be going through the industry's past. We'll be visiting old marks of long ago, some modern ones, some mostly older stuff. A lot of archive information with photographs and information on the cars they made, the people involved, and what happened to them. Hello, welcome to another episode in the Total Kit Car History File series. My name's Steve Hull, editor of TKC Mag and TotalKitCar.com. And welcome, wherever you are in the world. Welcome, warm welcome to you. Hope you've been enjoying this series. A completely eclectic mix of some of the cars from the kit car industry's past, and people in fact. So we'll continue doing that. Every week or two you'll find one of these little videos dropping, audio videos dropping. And this time we're concentrating on one of the more obscure, certainly only made two, but one of the more obscure little large trinket from the industry's colourful tapestry. A very large traditional roadster type car. It was called the Silurian. Now, if you're a Doctor Who fanatic, you'll recognise that name. They were a race of baddies in the Doctor Who series. I think it was in the John Pertwee era. I think in 1970. In this instance, it had nothing to do with the Silurian. Had nothing to do with Doctor Who. I'm sorry, I was told. It was a particularly feisty Welsh Monmouthshire area, I think, tribe who allegedly gave the Romans a kicking circa AD 48. I'm told, and I did actually look it up on it must be true on Wikipedia, so it must be true. But anyway. Lovely old traditional roadster, one of the most beautiful cars I've ever seen in my life, actually. Absolutely exquisite. The men behind it were a chap called Mike Phillips and his partner, Jack Orwin. Phillips, that Mike Phillips name has been a few Mike Phillips around. I don't think he had any connection with any other Mike Phillips that has appeared in the kit car industry over the years. They actually ran a classic car restoration business. And again, this is where I'm going to lose the interest. I'm going to lose the impact here from my Welsh-based listeners. Magor in Gwent, Magor. Forgive me, please. I'm a South London boy. I find these words hard. I do know they were based on a wonderfully named street. Oh, actually, I think it was a little village. Actually, it was called Brass Knocker Street, and. Phillips in particular was heavily influenced by vintage Bentleys, Van den Plaars and Lagondas. I think he actually owned a Lagonda T70 3 litre from 1933, a beautiful thing. And that inspired the Silurian, although it wasn't a replica, never intended to be. It was just evoked that period of time. Beautifully, I may add. It was underpinned by a twin rail ladder frame chassis, beautifully made aluminium, a crafted aluminium over plywood body, including bonnet and wings as well, hand rolled, and a Jaguar XJ6 acted as donor. So that stands to reason it was pretty much Jaguar XJ6 fare under the skin, really. Unusually for a traditional roadster, it had 4 doors, which gave 5 seats. Carrying capacity. Sadly, as I said earlier, it appeared in 1992 by a company was called MGP Restorations, incidentally, and they kept it going for a few years. But by 1996, they pulled the plug on it. Really, as you probably you'd expect them to. It was fiendishly expensive to make because there were no corners or compromises cut. And no compromises in its build. Everything was of the highest order. If they didn't fabricate it, they sourced it from people of a similar skill set. And so I think the price was just far too high. It was incredibly expensive, but it was incredibly beautiful, a real child of its time. I did actually see one of the two. I think there were two. There was a light blue one and a darker blue. I saw the light blue one out of the blue, no pun intended. It turned up at one of the last kit car shows that the late John Cook did at Detling in Kent. I went out for a walk to take some photos, as I do. And there it was, all on its own. It was late in the afternoon. It certainly wasn't there at lunchtime when I last went out. And I went out to meet someone, and about 3:30 it appeared, and it was just sitting all on its own. I thought, crikey, that's too good an opportunity to miss. So I've included those those photos I took that afternoon are the backbone to the pictorial side of this audio video. And I hope you enjoy it. I hope you, if you never saw it, was a good chance you didn't, because it only went to Stoneleigh once, I think, in 1992, maybe twice. It may have gone to Newark as well. They took it to some classic shows, and the reaction was always the same. It's a fantastic piece of engineering. It's a beautiful thing. But when the price for I do believe they were going fully built only to start with, but then they did consider, well, they obviously did because they come into Stoneleigh, and consider offering it in kit form. Something's telling me in 1992 it was something like £18,000 for the kit, which probably is about over 32, 33 now, if you allow for inflation. But anyway, it didn't. One that didn't catch on, but I hope you enjoyed finding out a little bit more about it. My name's Steve Hull. You've been listening to the Total Kit Car History File series in association with our friend Neil Winnington, our video editor Neil Winnington, who runs his own channel, N-Wins Motors, and this is a collaborative series, so some of these videos will be appearing on his channel and vice versa. Some will be on, a few of them will be on both channels, but the thinking behind them is the same. And if you haven't already done so, please consider subscribing. It doesn't cost you a brass farthing, it doesn't cost you a penny. And click the notification button and click all, because then you'll be notified every time we drop a video, which incidentally, Neil's feature videos, we tend to do one of those per month, and they appear at the start of each month. And then we're interspersing those every week or every 2 weeks with these little history file series audio videos. We've backed up with some lovely archive photos from the TKC Mag archive file. And it's only right, really, I think. Part of the thinking behind it was that we've got a beautiful archive, and a lot of the stuff has never seen the light of day, or if it has, it was only once, and it might have been sort of 30, 40 years ago, and it's only right to, I think, to share some of these photos, because they're wondrous things. Some of them, it's a reminder of the history's sort of formative years and past. And it makes me smile sometimes when you see some of these lovely photos, because inevitably I think, I remember that, or I was there that day, or indeed I took that photo, and oh my God, look at the cars in the background of some of these photos. It's just lovely. A real sort of snapshot in time. I hope you share that view, and thank you very much for listening, and we look forward to welcoming you to the next episode of Total Kit Car History Files very soon. Thanks for listening. Bye-bye.